let's talk about before you actually are going to enroll somebody and in your daily life, really belief is what comes first. And it's really going to shape the sense, the energy, and what's happening when you're with somebody and you've got this sheet here. And we're going to go over that a little bit, which is how to enroll somebody. And the who of who you are combined with what's on the page here begins to create the life and excitement of why someone would like to participate with you, right? And and I want to share something, particularly in the Believers for Life organization, that I want to begin to cast a vision over that will act as fertilizer in our team's souls to really begin the value of really what we're doing, bigger than the health of the patch. And so this is something to begin to think about, marinate on, and pray about, is what are we doing? In short, we're setting people free from the treadmill of time to the playground of life. And let me explain that. We're all in the same boat of having gone to work, many of us for years and years, punching a time clock, working for someone maybe we didn't want to work for, and doing things maybe we didn't want to do, but we knew we had to do them. And, year after year, hoping that each month, at the end of each month, there's enough money left over at the end of each month, and then maybe we have some saved to be able to apply towards retirement. And then what life comes along and keeps crushing down on all of that. And we all just slug it out in life, many of us. And so as you know, that I think Newsweek came out, 75% of people today, at least here in America, are not happy on their job. And that's partly because they're on the treadmill, a treadmill of time. What do I mean by that? Time is something you and I cannot get back. We can get our health back, but we can't get our time back. And once time is up, there is no need for health. Time is the most valuable commodity that all of us, I think, maybe underestimate and maybe really never think enough about because we simply live in it. But I want to slow down because we love and care about people. And when you begin to understand what this opportunity really is about, yes, it is about getting patches on our family and friends and loved ones and giving them access to health that they could never get otherwise. And what a blessing that is. But what about this dynamic of time and the freedom that if you had freedom of time versus the treadmill of it, treading things out during that time, not to get it back. What if you had freedom that you could actually begin to get off of the treadmill maybe you were on and step into a playground where time becomes something you can embrace and give a great hug and be so thankful for versus going to work wishing time would just go by quicker. My wife and I this morning, sorry. We were just thanking the Lord because this opportunity got us off the treadmill. And we literally live in a playground of life now. Years ago, when we had 5 children, there was a point where we didn't have enough money for a car. And someone in our Bible study gave us one or loaned us one, a Ford Taurus. And I think 6 seat belts because you can put 3 in the front, 3 in the back. And we had 7 of us, and we just learned how to double buckle people. And then we also used it to invite more kids to bring them to church. And 22, and then we've been in this business 26 months. And just 22 months in, this business set us free. We owned a small advertising company and paid us pretty good money. But once our income in this opportunity was 4 times that income for us, that was my internal marker. And that put us north of $1 million a year. In 22 months, everything changed. And what changed the most was time. because, we have 5 grown children, 4, all out the door, 4 married, 9 grandbabies, soon 10. And guess what we have more time for? We have more time for them, more time to play with them. And thank you, David Schmidt. Thank you, God. Thank you, Stephen Gina Merritt. Thank you, Joyce Schmidt, who introduced us to this opportunity. See, we have a platform, and there's no guarantees that you're going to get what I'm sharing with you. But if you choose to believe and you choose to plug into the system and you choose to go all in for you, this platform can set you free, can get you off the treadmill. And you can wear a patch the rest of your life and go get your friends healthy the rest of life as they stay on the treadmill of life. Or you can join really our vision, which really is for you. And that is to get you into the playground. We're all children. I'm a grandparent, but I'm still a child of God. I love to play. I want to help you play. And we're here this morning to do that. And so this is something for you to begin to think about, pray about, marinate out, and understand the power of what this opportunity and the power of the system represents is it represents the freedom of access to time. So another thing is in relation to this mission that we're on and what we're doing and why you're getting out of bed in the morning, why I get out of bed in the morning, is hopefully you feel you're on a mission. And as you come into our team, you'll feel that mission rise up bigger than better than ever before. And that's what gets you out of bed in the morning. And that's because you believe in something. What is it you believe in? Hopefully, it's going to begin in what I'm sharing with you. And that will give you a message to begin to share. That's going to affect, when you're enrolling somebody, that message is going to affect what you're going to say when you're enrolling them. And here's the deal. People will follow someone who knows where they're going. And when you're on a mission, people will follow you. Not everybody, but the ones that God's designed, the ones that need to, they will follow. But if you don't know where you're going, right, you're not clear, then they're going to go where someone else is, right? It's because we're all designed to follow and lead in life. So let's talk about this awesome sheet. And you can ask your upline if you don't know where it's at, but it's on the This Is the Team and their downloads. Print it out. Make sure you have it with you. Because when you visually have something with you for someone to look at, and all of it's right here, then the brain simplifies to making a decision. And so it makes it easier for you to help enroll them. So when enrolling people, and that's what we're talking about on what to say, well, set yourself up with belief and set yourself up with an ease to sign them up. Because we all know the emotions can run high when signing somebody up, and the mind can start running different directions, wondering what they're thinking. Are they going to buy this kit, that kit, or the other, or this pack, that kit, or the other pack? So you want to make it easy knowing, hey, I'm going to be able to get their information, circle what they want, and then afterwards I'll key it in later, but now we're good to go. We'll come back to that. All righty, so let's talk about the first and really most important thing on this sheet down the middle. I call it the oxygen mask. And that is your monthly subscription. Let's see. And thanks. The monthly subscription. It is the oxygen mask. And what is the oxygen mask? That's what drops down. You're on the plane and said, hey, you first, so you can take care of everybody else. And we start with the most important thing. We start with the oxygen mask. And that's what I like to do before we talk about the packs. So what about this oxygen mask? Well, let's talk about the belief statements that go with it. First of all, the longer you wear this patch, the better it's going to get. Secondly, 97% of those who wear the patch see the results within 3 months. Thereafter, guess what? It keeps getting better and better. And this is what I'm sharing with people when I'm with them, signing them up. What you're seeing here is what I'm sharing first. And then I'll mention to the person, hey, your spouse or your plus one, they need the oxygen mask too, right? Because why? Because they're miracles. I use that word because this is miraculous. The body is a miraculous gift. But their miracles will be different than yours. But guess what? The two together will accelerate belief between each other and excitement, which will continue your journey on why you want to wear the patch. And actually, if you haven't been sharing it, you're going to start sharing it, because just like seeing a good movie, what do you do the next day? You go tell everybody, jump online and tell everybody on social media. You're not going to believe, you got to see this movie. You're not going to believe, check out this patch. So this is the power. I know for me, my stress being reduced after 2.5 weeks down to 15% and changed my entire life. And my wife, after 21 days, watching what happened for her, that stopped her hot flashes that were such a stress in our marriage. The power of the patch between two people in a relationship and on each of them contributes so much value to that relationship that people aren't even aware of, because they're so used to living in a muted state of suffering, they don't realize it until that suffering is lifted off. And you lift it off of one, you lift it off on the other. Guess what? You've got lift off and you're ready to roll. Well, so what do? I draw a comparison when it comes to the money. I start off, then I say, listen, do you want to pay for this thing at a retail rate, or would you like to pay for it at a wholesale rate? $149 for a 1 month supply of these, or do you want to save yourself $99, save yourself $50 and get it for $99, right? And so now remember, we were just talking about a spouse. So I'll say, okay, well, let's look at where we set this thing up at. It's right down here in the middle of the page. And you can see here, we can do one, you just want to let your wife suffer, or you can do the right thing. Your spouse, not just your wife, forgive me, or your plus one. And you can choose a solution to get that oxygen mask on the both of you and to get started, right? So from there, then, you click here. Now, what you want to do is you need to talk about the packs, the core, the advanced, and the premium. So, and what I like to do is talk about the belief statements about the packs, but rest assured, I'm going to make sure they understand what the premium pack is, the power of it. So whether or not they're ready for it, they know that once they are ready for it, they know what they're ready for. So I don't judge people on their income, what I protect, how much they have money they may or may not have, or what they think or believe. They're going to let me know. But I'm just going to believe I'm bringing everybody in at a premium if they're ready, because that's the best thing I could do for somebody. And I'll make this side note. People will say, well, Ken, the amount of money for a premium seems like a lot, or for an advance may be a lot. And I'd say, well, who told you that? You thought that. I didn't think that. There's a ton of people out there who don't believe that because they're not thinking that. That's thoughts. See, prosperity is not what's in my bank account. Prosperity is not in your bank account. Not meaning you don't have money in your bank account. Prosperity doesn't matter how much money you do or don't have in your bank account. Prosperity starts in your mind. Excuse me. So it's what you think, it's what you believe, because how prosperity starts, it starts like everything in life does. God says, I will not be mocked. That which you sow, you're going to sow a thought. You're going to sow a seed. You're going to what? You're going to reap. So it all starts with a thought as a seed, not externally what you already have, internally what you're now creating. That creates a seed that's going to manifest what you're now going to have. So where does prosperity start? Where is prosperity at? Prosperity is here. So bottom line is, if someone doesn't have enough money for an advanced kit or or a premium, and they barely have enough for a core, here's the deal. In sharing with them, and I share this with them, maybe they click and say, you know what, I do really want that. Can I really afford a core kit? And we're going to talk about this in a minute. Like I said, a little side order here. But I really want the advanced, or I want the premium. But you know what? I just realized now that subconsciously I have a will for it. I can sell a couple things in my garage I don't need. And, or I've got this thing I'm wanting to unload. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to use the money for that. And I'm going to go ahead and get the premium. What happened? Thoughts happened, matched with the heart of a will. And then a new reality occurred, and the ability to get what one wanted manifested. Hey, that's how it is for all of us, right? So praise God for that. So now let's talk about the core. So a core is going to give you 3 of these things, right? And 3 of these, a 3-month supply. So, and instead of paying wholesale, where for $2.99 you get 2 of these, now that you're getting a core, 3 of these for the price of 2 wholesale, because you're paying $2.95, which is a little less than $2.99 for 2. You're paying $2.95 for 3. Well, that's pretty a good deal, right? So you're really getting one free when you're comparing it to comparing it to the retail rate. And so now you've got one for you, you've got one for your spouse, and you've got one to share. What that's also going to do is you can take your monthly subscription, one for you, one for your spouse, and now this will become your first month, so you can push your monthly subscription out 30 days. And so now you start for the same price of the monthly subscription with one additional one to share for free. Now, here's the downside. There's a ton of downside on this, actually. You're not ever going to see the time factor, what I just opened up with this thing, right? And you're going to be limited to $100 a week, right? You're back to the JOB job. Hopefully you're going to feel a little better with the patch on. So, and here it is. This is that core. That's where you'll find it at, right? So let's go ahead and jump to advanced. Forgive me, I had a little challenge on the graphics, so I couldn't get the circle, but let's talk about this middle packet here, the advance. Well, now, where before you're limited to $100 a week, now you're going to be able to hit the go button on the comp plan. All the ways the company pays. Boom. You just paid to hit the go button on this comp plan. I mean, why in heaven's name do you want to pay for your patches? Seriously. The purpose of the comp plan is to redeem your time and get access to getting income back to you pretty quickly. So you're not paying for your patches, meaning the money is coming back to you is more than paying for what you first came in. All righty. And on a side note, remember this, all these packs, you only buy them one time. You can never buy them again. It's not like a monthly, I got to buy this again, buy this again, buy this again. No, it's one time. Plus you can upgrade to the next one. So what are you going to get? Well, you're going to get 6 of these things. Not for $99. Now the price went down, even down lower. Now it's down to $89 and change. For 5, so you got it for less. And what does this really do for you is now you got 2 for you, right? Meaning, this is a typo really. It's 1 for you and your spouse, which is 2.
And your internet is cutting out.
Yeah, your internet's cutting in and out.
Like
So
yeah, there's like major chunks that are not coming through. Okay.
How's now?
it's fine. It's one thing you might want to do is if you have any other applications open, just make sure that you close other applications you're not using. So just in case.
Bear with me one second. Let me take a look here. Thank you for sharing that with me. Let's see. Take that off. No, let's see. Hold on here. Did I just?
We're still seeing you. So
Yeah, okay, good. Because my screen just went blank, and now I can't. Now I'm seeing a fixed screen on my computer here. And my son's over here saying, Dad, I told you need to buy a computer for you and your mom. I'm like, yeah, I think I do. And I got to probably a ton of other people tell me the same thing. Okay, so why can't I get this off? Okay, Lord, help me out here. Alrighty, folks. Spencer, you see, I usually have an option here. And
Hey Ken, just a quick tip. Maybe you should put a patch on the computer.
I'm serious.
There we go.
I
There
got
we
it
go.
on my phone. Anyway, so
Jump in.
okay, hold on here, guys. Okay, let's do this. Let's see if I can bring this back up. There we go. Okay. Forgot that. Bear with me, folks, and let me just double check. I can shut everything else off here. See if we
Anna Hughes just said that there's not enough bandwidth for your energy to come through.
we'll put some patches on our pipe in here, let's say for the bandwidth.
It's all the energy you're doing.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, let's just see if, pray Lord, this gets better. And this will get edited when we save it upon the. Okay. All right, let's see if this gets any better here. I'm going to share down to here. Advanced, current slide. There we go again. And lastly, share. Okay, are we back?
Yep, you're good.
Thank you, everybody, for your patience. All righty. So we're talking about the advanced. And for some reason, this is not letting me. Okay. Yeah, it's free. So what we're going to do is I have an idea here. See if I cancel this out. Let's try this here. Sorry, guys. First time. They can't hear me. Okay. Let's do this. Oh God, wow, this is crazy. My internet is unstable. I see that. This. Interesting. We just save. It's okay. I know I stopped sharing. Just going to see if I can restart this. Share this. See if this works better now. More time. Hey, Greg, you see my screen right now, is that correct?
Yep. Yeah, we see it.
All right,
Yep.
let me just try one more time if I can slideshow this recurrent slide. And see if I can. All right. Looks like I'm back in play. Get rid of this on my screen here. All right, see if we can run the rest out. Lord, help us out.
Okay, good.
Okay, so coming back here. Okay, so that's 2 for you, meaning 1 for you, 1 for your spouse, 1 and 4 to share. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump to advanced and then we're going to create a comparison. Let me jump to the premium pack here. And the advanced in the center, I had a problem with my cursor earlier. I couldn't circle that. So let's talk about the premium. That's a third kit pack, excuse me. Old habits die hard. Let's talk about this premium pack. The most awesome thing about the premium pack is it puts you into the law of abundance. He who scatters bountifully is going to reap bountifully. Just like gravity, we can't see it, but it's a principle that is a reality. The law of abundance, you can't see it, but it is a reality. And should you engage it, it will begin to manifest on behalf of you. Matter of fact, when you look at some of these amazing people that have come in to this organization, hit SPD in so many days and just a few months, well, you know what they did? They had a bigger organization initially that they had to have relations with. They were calling to be able to get them in. But guess what they had to do at one point? They had to start from ground zero. And they took an abundant attitude and went after it and got a big group of people growing because they took the law of abundance to start with. So just understand, when you see anybody who's hitting a high rank very rapidly and maybe they had another organization, believe it or not, they paid the price to get that. And abundance is where it got. And my wife and I, Greg and Munna within reason also, we're examples of taking an abundant mindset, giving us an amazing abundant result. And we all of us, we came in at this premium level because you can't get a bigger level. I'm like, isn't there anything bigger? No, there isn't. And you can't do it again. I'm like, shoot, well, I better get this right the first time. So I'm doing a premium kit because I need a lot of seeds out there because I want to see how many people I can get these things on, to see how many miracles can happen. And do you want that too, right? So that's the law of abundance. And financially, hey, I'm going to get the product down to even cheaper than $99. Now I'm at $87.50 each, right? And just by the way, particularly you business owners out there, particularly if you own a franchise, how many hundreds of thousands of dollars did you have to commit to leveraging your house, money down, and then time, energy, and efforts? And when did you start making money? Here's your entry level, and your overhead's $199 a month, 90 days later, to make over $1 million a year potentially. And so what's 20 Sleeves going to do? You're going to get 6 for you and then 14 to share. Well, what do you mean, Ken? Because 6 for you is 1 for you and 1 for a plus one this month. But then you're going to get 1 for you and 1 for your plus one next month, and 1 for you and 1 for your plus one the following month. Why? Because the company gives you the ability to push your auto maintenance, your monthly maintenance, pushed out 90 days. Okay, which is going to save you actually another $400, $200 next month, 200 the following. So now it's a continued savings. But guess what? You see in line 3 there, I've got 14 to share. Now I'm not going to usually share a whole one of these and just let it go and say goodbye, right? We have this thing called a place and replace program, where when you enroll somebody, right, you got your paper here. Like we had a wonderful couple a few months back at church. They said, hey, we shared after church about this opportunity. They said, hey, we'll take one of these premium kits. Said, great. We took our sheet of paper out, signed them up, right? Said, we'll put this in later once we go home. But in the meantime, let me go back to my car. I'm going to front you one of these now, so you can start wearing patches now. And it was a Saturday night. Next morning, they call me. Hey, Ken, we haven't slept this good in years. 2 days later, they call me. Hey, I've seen a chiropractor for him for over 10 years. None of them helped me feel this good. Man, this patch is amazing. We're telling our family and friends. They still didn't have their patch in the mailbox yet. They get it the next day. But guess what? Because I fronted them, they were able to collapse time and begin to now experience the benefit on both of them right out of the gate. And what did that do? That redeemed time. So, and the more of these you have, I've got 14. And then what happens is the next Saturday, they came back and they gave me back a whole sleeve, and they kept the one that I started them with. So I placed it and I got it back. Now I can do it again with somebody else. And if I got 14 of those, I'm in a good position. Now, if I was on the advanced kit, remember, I only get 4 extra. Now, in a month's time frame, I may run out of that sooner. Now I'm not going to be able to place and replace. I don't want to be in that position. I want to be able to help my family and friends receive the miracle now once I get with them. And by the way, people are waiting today. They are waiting for you, and they don't even know it. So the sooner you open your mouth and I open our mouth and we begin to share in everything of life, then the faster it is. My wife and I had a restaurant last night, new restaurant, boom, got the owner patched up, and this is an amazing opportunity. All right. So now what happens when I'm talking about the law of abundance? What the law of abundance does here is your excitement, because you have more, because you have abundance, your mentality, your soul is going to feel that, know that, and you're going to feel empowered. And what's going to happen is you're going to get more patches on more people. So you're going to see more miracles more quickly. right? You reap what you sow. And what's that going to do? That's going to increase your belief, because each time a family or a friend or someone you know calls you up and say, Ken, or so-and-so, you're not going to believe this, you're going to believe it, and your faith is going to go higher, and your faith's going to go higher. And then what else is going to happen? Your fire is going to get bigger. And what happens then? You're going to be making more money. That, I'm telling you, money adds fuel to the fire. And what's that doing for you? Well, that's giving you more time. Because the reason why you're making more money is because other people are excited about wearing patches, and now in their own time, they're purchasing patches. On their own time, they're sharing patches, and then so on and so forth. All the time of the collective efforts of everybody else now protected your time, but yet you got paid as if all that time got taken, it got used, but you didn't have to go use that time, so you just got blessed in your time. And there's that premium pack. And so this is the foundation I lay. I get people started on typically a 2-sleeve maintenance program to put the oxygen mask on first. And if now that they got the oxygen mask on, they want to go help and bless a lot of lives, then do they want to just kick the tires and get limited to $100 a week? Do they want to hit the go button on the comp plan of all the ways they get paid and have 4 extra to start sharing with people they love and care about? Or do they want to basically put themselves in the seat of the law of abundance and get access to that kind of power and begin to watch more and more lives change around them, and also set the expectation, the tone for their organization on how quickly others may run? Because here's what happens. You'll find that 1 to 2 out of every 5 friends will do what you did. And so now you set the pace. And what does that mean? Now you start blazing an arena of miracles. Oh, boom. Now you got another person you enrolled. Now they start blazing them. Now you got more miracles coming with your miracles. And then a couple more people, boom. Then you got another person. Now you get the miracle, the miracle path growing and blowing, that fire growing. And so, and this is, and belief is everything about this business. It's the absence of belief why people eventually tailor out and get out. And so you're also protecting, for the interests of your team and everybody else, their fire of belief in the organization when they're purchasing a premium kit. And remember, can't ever do it again, and there's nothing bigger. And so, and you're talking, when you're concerned about, okay, how long you have 90 days to get your $1,750 plus shipping and tax back, 90. And you're not doing this by yourself. The patch is going to do something you can't do. This is a team system and plugged into our Believers for Life system and being partnered with other people. And what we're equipping you to do is going to help you win more quickly. And I promise you, you're not going to get this kind of power from any kind of franchise model you purchase into. So it's pretty amazing. So there is a context for you to kind of marinate in and bring this down to your own self. And listen, here's the beautiful thing. If you're brand new in this, don't try to remember all this. Just be excited about this patch and people you love and care about, and get the word out. Partner with your upline and stay plugged into the system, because this will accumulate. You will get better at sharing this. This company pays you and me to get better. Praise God for that. And you get to learn above the line. I'm still making mistakes. I just did at over $1 million a year. That's kind of dumb. You know what I'm saying? And the point is, you can make mistakes at $200 a week, $500 a week. We made all kinds of mistakes, and we still, because of the blessing of this patch and the simplicity of caring for people and the wonderfulness of being part of a community, our Believers for Life community, plugged into this is a team, just the simplicity of what we do gives you the ability to be happy in sharing this. And you'll come across enough people who want to wear this too as you get better at what you do. So, when everybody has a different point of faith in life, I'd say, listen, ask God to go before you, because he's itching, I promise you, to help you win big on getting this out to as many people. All righty. So I'm going to turn it back over to Greg and Mena here. So I'm going to turn it back over to Greg and Mena here. So my computer does its thing and they can do their thing. And so, and it's 12:10 right now, guys. I know we got 19 minutes left here. And so I appreciate you. And so we'll continue to run from there. Thank you,
Yeah,
guys.
no problem. Yeah, and internet happens, and we've had it happen to us many times, and you can't really control that. But obviously, if you have things running in the background. But anyway, but obviously, Greg and Amanda Warren out of Sarasota, Florida. We're super excited. Obviously, talk more about obviously what Ken went over the packs was amazing, but this monthly subscription is something that's huge. So we're going to use an example. I'll have Amanda kind of explain this, but I pulled up someone who is not real active on our team, and just as an example of what we can use of what we do and how we do it. So
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons we're having to do this is we do get a lot of questions from people is like, I sign someone up, I put them on authorship, but I see they are not there. They're not on authorship, and you want to be able to get this right the first time. Just like Ken was talking about, if you, we purchased the premium just like Ken did, and you've got one chance at it. So let's help everyone work this through together and get it right the first time. So Ken spoke about the packages. You're helping someone get started, we actually are going to, if you look at your back office now, take a look, take notes. Maybe you can log into your own back office and walk this through with us, but you would go to the tab that's called organization. You see that tab, it's next to commissions. And then you open it up and you click on the binary tree viewer. Okay, so click on that. And then we all are building two legs, a right leg and a left leg. So you can place the person either on bottom left or bottom right. You choose a bottom left leg or a bottom right. And we all have to build two legs. So don't say, I see people there. No. You choose left or right. When you clicked on the bottom left or the bottom right, you don't go in the middle where Greg was pointing his arrow. You go.
No, what I was going to say, there's bottom left, there's bottom right, but also if you're going to the bottom right, you can't see the bottom right. So as soon as you click on bottom right, then it's going to take you to the very bottom, and then you're going to click on the right one on the bottom. If you go back up to the top and basically say, well, I want to do bottom left, this one, obviously, this is the bottom left, but it would take you basically to the bottom left of the same place. It's right here. So if you hit bottom right, now you're placing that person on the bottom here, and then basically go from there. So
you're going to click on, and you're going to open one of the blank ones. And you have to tick that they're not a robot. And then you're going to start them with their pack. And they want to take an advanced pack. So we're going to click on select. And the scroll bar at the bottom is green, meaning it's already filled. Your card has already been filled with 6 of the X39 patches. Okay. The next thing is you continue. And then you're coming to the subscription. This is really, really important because people are just clicking save. And it's not everyone, but those that have asked the question, they're clicking save. And then they just go to the next screen, but they have not helped this person get started the right way because they've not put them on the monthly subscription. So what you have to do is, yes, check the date. So today is the 2nd of November. So you do want them to start their authorship on the 12th of, on the 2nd of December. And for South Africa, you'll figure the date. It's the other way around, okay? And then patches. So you click on patches. Now you're going to set them up for their authorship. You're going to choose their X39, and we are going to choose 2 sleeves of X39 because that's the way we do it. And then we are going to save. And now you have set them up correctly on an authorship.
Yep.
And they will get those 2 sleeves of X39 the 2nd of every subsequent month after signing up, and they are active.
Yep.
And so we're not doing anybody out, and they're not losing points.
Yep.
They're going to be cycling. They're going to be excited that you set them up the right way, and they're going to do and duplicate the same thing with the people that they place in.
And for some reason, if you see at the very end when it has order summary, after you put all the information in, hit order summary before you hit submit order, if you don't see the monthly subscription there, you can still go back and put it in. But that's one thing we do. Now, if for some reason, like you may have had people that said, "Hey, I've not done this. I have not signed someone up, correctly. How do I do this for them?" So what you have to do is, because if I click on monthly subscription for them and they don't have it, it's going to show this. There's no monthly subscription, out there. So no monthly subscription order found. So what you now have to do is you have to go back to store and then go into patches. Actually go into the actual same thing. It's like you're going to place an order for patches. So we'll go to the X39, put in 2 patches in this case. And then what you're going to do is you're going to then have to go to add to monthly subscription order. Then you go to the monthly subscription order. Then you got to go through as if you're just placing an order, which means you got to go to the cart itself, go to checkout, and have to check out like you normally do. But then once you have it set up, it's going to go through. And the difference on this is that I'm going to go here and ship to this address. And so let's just act like we're setting it up. Now we're going to verify the address, get credit card information, everything else. But it's going to ask you the date that you want to start it. So what we do for some people is some people say, well, I'm almost out of product. To tell you what, we're going to place an order for you today, and then we'll set up a monthly subscription for you 30 days out. Because you won't be able to set it up for basically the next day when you use a monthly subscription. I would rather just place the order for them. It's one more little step. So we place an order for them, and then we set up the monthly subscription for 1 month from now. So basically it could be November. So I'd place an order for them and then do that. So that's another option you have, with that, which is kind of nice. So with this though, we make it, I just tell everybody, we put everybody on monthly subscription, and I don't care if somebody says, well, I don't want to be on a monthly subscription. Say, tell you what we'll do. We're going to set you up with that. You can cancel at any time. Why do you think I say that? Because if they dictate what they want to do, they don't even know what they want. They just think, well, I'm just going to try out the product or whatever. Now, if they're a business builder, we automatically set up a 2-sleeve auto ship. Automatically, if they want to build a business, 2-sleeve auto ship, even if they're a single person, because we're setting them up so they can become a manager, a director, senior director, because you cannot become anything you can't become any of those without being on 2-sleeve auto ship anyway. So, but hopefully that made sense. Make sure that you go in and set them up correctly the very first time, because once you set them up, you can go back and you can go through your list. And actually, we're going to do another training on this later, but you can go into your back office and actually see all your personals and who's on auto ship and who isn't. And the people that are not, you want to have a conversation with them, because what happens is that they may be running out of product. They're like going, why am I not getting my product? Or why am I not getting it? So you want to make sure. The other thing we always recommend for you do is actually put on 2 credit cards on the account, because you want to have a primary card and a secondary card, because stuff happens to primary card. You might have had a card get compromised, something happened, you max it out, whatever it is. You want to have a secondary card, because trust me, when you're down the road and you've got lots of points, tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of points, you never want to miss out on those points. So you want to have 2 credit cards on file, a primary and a secondary. So that's the one thing we always recommend, is actually helping people with that to make sure they get set up. But what happens is that if you just send someone a link, 99 out of 100 times it seems like they do not know. So you have to instruct them that when it comes up for auto ship, you got to instruct them to click on patches, order 2 sleeves of auto, or 2 sleeves, and then hit save. Because if you don't instruct them, they're just going to save, and next you're doing double the amount of work. I would rather have them fill out a form, just like Ken said, or get them on the phone and actually go in the back office and order it for them, do everything else. I would rather do that than that. And I've had people that I'm literally on the road, I don't have an order form, which is handy. I can literally pull over, grab a sheet of paper, grab my phone, name, address, phone number, email address, date of birth, right? Credit card information, and you've got everything you need to help them set up. So those are things that just help make it a little bit easier as you're going forward and working with people, because auto ship is the key to the residual and the component for that. So we'll have free to ask questions afterwards, but we do want to cover one other thing. Was there anything you want to add real quick?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to say, when I'm walking people through that, I tell them this is the way we do it.
Yep.
This is the way we do it. So you want to have the time freedom that Ken was sharing and talking about. This is the way we do it.
Yeah.
And people might not have the vision for time freedom at that point in time, because all they've known is going into work. So we have to cast the vision and help them see it, like this is what our leaders are doing and this is what we do.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And a lot of times we usually have people, we start with them, we show them how to do it a couple times, and then they're pretty good from there. Because as long as you show them the proper way to do it, because we'll just give you a link that I'm going to send out. I tell you right now, I said, you're going to have a challenge with this, because you can send links out. You start chasing people, because they'll say they'll do it and they won't do it. And the next day you call them, have you done it? No, I haven't done it. They start becoming a pest. Mm-hmm. But the other parts of that is that also I'm like, hey, do you have 5 minutes right now? It takes 5 minutes to get signed up. And that's it. And sometimes I won't even go in the computer yet. I just need the name, address, phone number, email address, date of birth, and credit card information. That's it. I mean, so that's what you need. So going back to the other parts of this is we want to talk about once again some of the incentive trips that are coming up, because this is something that's very, very, very exciting. Because when you understand, obviously, a lot of people are going to Punta Cana. We're leaving this week, so it's going to be actually for us leaving on Wednesday. Some people leaving earlier. But we're going to be with all the leaders. From my understanding, Steve Merritt said, I don't know if it's just their team, but there's going to be basically over 1,000 people in Punta Cana that basically have won this incentive trip. So we want to talk to you about the next incentive trip, because again, I always say this and I use this slide all the time, but your drive is derived by your dream and your belief that you have that dream. Just like Ken was talking about, your belief. You run a full tank of belief, it's amazing where you can go. So once again, we always tell people, let your mind dream, because dream building is awesome. When you start, once again, my mentor said to me, he said that worrying takes energy from today and hurls it into the future. You worry about this, and it drains you. He said, but dreaming takes energy from the future and brings it to today. It energizes you. So we want to let your mind dream about different things. I love this picture. It's beautiful. And then I said, let your body travel, right? So we want to have you go traveling with us, because trust me, I love Zooms. They're great. But I would rather see you in person, give you personal hugs when we see you in these places around the world. This is one place that we're in, actually in Lake Como. It's a pretty amazing area there. So, but some of the things that are incentive trips. So there's 3 different incentive trips. So those that are in New Zealand, Australia, and all the different places. So the APAC region, the Asian Pacific region, basically they're going to be going to Bali. That is an amazing trip. The other ones, for those of you that are in Europe and those of you that are also in South Africa, you're going to be going to Dubrovnik, Croatia. I mean, how awesome is that? So I told my wife, I said, we're just going to show up, even though that we can only win one trip, but we may show up to see all the awesome people there that have won this trip, because we're going to help you win the trip, which is awesome. And of course, like I mentioned before, we are going to Mexico, so Punta Mita. And so some people say, where's Punta Mita? Well, it's right near Puerto Vallarta, and it's where there's tons of celebrities that go here. It is a big golf community for people golfing, but also it's got amazing, very, very exclusive resorts. And so it's pretty amazing about this trip itself. So the incentives, we've gone over this before, but I'm going to highlight it very, very quickly, is you can actually earn, I got to move myself out of the way. You can earn it by actually sponsoring people. This is one of the key things you do, is when you personally sponsor people, you get 2 points for every core, every advanced 4 points, every premium 8 points. So think about signing a premium. Or if someone signs with a core or advanced and they upgrade to the premium, you get those additional points, or basically the differential. So you can make 8 points per brand party you sponsor. You can also get 1 point for personal customers and a PC preferred customer. Sorry, use how many times we do that. So anyway, but then also rank advancements. We've had just several people this week ranked a manager, which is awesome. So you get 10 points for personal rankments. You get additional 15 if you go director, additional 20 for senior director, additional 30 for executive. We have a lot of people say, we're going to go executive director. Great, we're going to help you get it done. So we got basically now, as of next week, we got still 17 weeks. So we got basically 16 weeks less as of next week, and you can do that. Now, if you want to help other people become manager, because you get extra points for that. So we're getting points this week as far as for helping people become manager, director, senior director, and these are all cumulative. You get 5 points for manager, additional 7 points for that. Then the other part is by keeping your rank or higher. Obviously, the goal is, once again, if you're a manager and you maintain manager, you get 1 point. If you're a director, you maintain that, you basically get 1 point per week for being a director. Now, if you're a director and you fall back to manager, you do not get the point for that week. You don't lose all the points, you lose the point just for that week. So which means you can get up to 18 points for this. And if you're executive presidential, senior presidential, basically you get up to 2 points per week on this as well. So the one thing that's nice about this is, when I forward it, is again, you can also find this information in the back office. So where we just had before, go to resources. When you go to resources, there's actually all this stuff here. And then when you scroll down, you'll see current promotions. So as you click on current promotions, you'll be able to see the different ones that are there. And you'll see the ones specifically for your region, for Punta Mita, or for Bali, or for Dubrovnik, or whatever. And you can click right on that, and it has all the details, everything regarding that as well. So the last thing I'll have you talk about.
I just want to mention also for South Africa and for Europe, you've got that additional promotion. It runs till the 18th of November, where you will be awarded extra money for ranking up. So don't leave the money on the table. And then you also get the trip to Croatia. So you want it all. You want it all. So the virtual convention, the Rise Up convention. So it is available for those who are attending the virtual, who attending virtually, that QR code is what you scan. Right now, the early bird price is $155. They're going to be increasing that around the 12th of November, and it will be about $199 for that. Now, when you do purchase your virtual ticket, you'll get a link, and the link will allow you to watch for 45 days after the event. And that's awesome, because you can do things, bring your team, watch it together, have a team meet at your home, enjoy, and learn together. This whole thing is we don't leave anyone behind. We all learn together. We all rise up together. I love the name, because this is going to rise everyone up together. We're all going to get on these trips together and all win big. And get our time back,
So one thing that Steve and Gina understand is that, once again, there's power in belief. And when you watch these virtual conventions, when you do something in person, the belief goes through the roof, and that's what happens. So you can do a virtual, but also in person with a bunch of people, and you can get all people excited and have people set goals for the next quarter or for whatever it is, because those are things that are happening. So again, Steve and Gina Merritt are putting different stuff together. They got the virtual one they're doing in January. They got an in-person one they're doing in August of 2025. Mark your calendar for that. That is going to be in Orlando, Florida. We got people coming in from around the world that are coming for that. We've got actually some people are coming in from around the world for this one in person, because they selected only about 450 people that can come. And when they open it up for our team, I'm like subscribing. So we got a bunch of people that are going to be joining us in Vegas, which is going to be amazing. But get this here now: the 11th commandment is, "Thou shalt not kid thyself." If you say, "Hey, I'm building this business, I'm going to run with this, but I don't know if I need to subscribe for this, or I don't think I should promote this to my team," you're going to really regret that, because the reason that people grow is because of promotion. And again, what was the saying? You say something like, as far as if you're not, I can't remember the quote you say, but as far as if you want to go, if you
go, you grow.
Yeah.
When you go, you grow.
Absolutely. And that's the truth. So that's one thing you want to do, is you want to go to these virtual ones, go to the ones in person, and actually anything is promoted to you by your upline, and promote it to your team. We promote to everyone we can, and we want to promote it to your team as well. So even if you say, "Hey, I've got some people that are kind of going, I'm not sure if I should do this," let us know. We'll talk to them and they'll get registered, because $155 is nothing by comparison to anything else that's out there.
So the thing is, make a decision.
Yep.
Do you want to be in Punta Mita? Do you want to be in Croatia? Make the decision.
I want to be in Croatia.
Yeah. So make a decision, and you can do it. Every single one can do it. No one is left behind. If you need our help, if you say, "Hey, I've set the goal, I need to get my 100 points or my 140 points," because 100 points will get a flight for
two people, but one flight.
Yeah, so 2 people vacationing, but 1 flight paid, and 140 points is going to get 2 people vacationing and 2 flights paid. You want the 2 flights.
Yep.
So let's help you get those 140 points.
Yeah, and get the picture of the screen from Punta Mita or from Dubrovnik. If you want to, Dubrovnik, there's a gazillion pictures online. Find some good pictures as a screensaver on your computer. On my phone, I've got it on my phone. Other places that you put it, keeps it in front of you, because when you start thinking about that, your mind goes, "I want to go," and what happens, the more you see it, the more you believe it, the more it happens. And then obviously, how many people are you going to bring with you? Set a goal for how many people want to go with you, and guess what's going to happen? You're going to have a lot of people going with you, which is pretty cool. So